What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Baddies Africa Season 7. I think this is episode 12. If I'm wrong, it'll be correct in the description of the video. But this episode, yes, episode 12, and this episode was titled, "Oh, Where is Dolly?" Now, before we get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys are not subscribed yet, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss Baddies Africa, shall we? All right, guys, this episode was a lot. Now, also, before I get into the review, I do want to mention another comment that was left on my last video. And here's the thing, you guys. I don't know what y'all think when it comes down to me, but because the person, let me see if I can find this comment. I'm going to find this comment. Because I'm just like, my God, do y'all listen to what I'm saying? Or do y'all just hear one little particular thing, and then you take that thing and you run with it and you make up a narrative in your head? So someone said to me, so Lex didn't beat Fauna, but Cole Killer tore Elsie. Y'all hate giving Lex her full credit. Now, if you watched the last video, I literally said that Lex beat the shit out of Fauna. She beat Fauna's ass. Now, if y'all have a problem that I like Fauna, then I don't give a damn. I like Fauna. And I think that's probably what it was. You heard me giving Fauna her credit for yes, she swung at Lex. She hit Lex. And they fought. I give her credit for not backing down. If you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you because I don't care. But I literally said out of my mouth in the last review that Lex whooped Fauna's ass, and I'll say it again. Lex beat the hell out of Fauna. What y'all want me to say? And Elsie got beat up by Cole Killer, and that's not saying much because I don't think Cole Killer can fight. Period. But neither here nor there. Let's get into the review. Now, we open this episode up where we ended last week. Now, you guys remember the whole neck thing. What I will say is I'm gonna have two sides, right? Because I can see Dolly's side and I can see Ivory's side at the same time. When it comes down to it, do you really want somebody to grab you around your throat if you ain't having sex with them? So I get Dolly, but at the same time, I get Ivory. Ivory was just having fun with them. She didn't mean anything about it. Summer didn't feel no type of way about it, but Dolly did. And what I also will say is Summer and Dolly are two different people. What Dolly gets offended by, Summer may not get offended by. So I understand that. Now, the episode picks up where we ended, with them wanting to fight. So we see Dolly and Ivory go heads up. Now, what I will say is at first, you can see them swinging at each other. And again, like I said, y'all know Dolly, she be bing, 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 bing. She fights like that, right? And with Ivory uses her, kind of like what Rolly does, uses her weight with, to her advantage as well, right? So at one point they ended up on the ground. Now when they got on the ground, I honestly can't tell you guys who was doing what, because it was so dark out there. It was so dark and there was no light, so I couldn't really see who was doing what to whom. But they broke their fight up, right? So then after that, Dolly decided to run into the house. And I was like, okay, I don't understand why you ran in the house, but hey. So she ran into the house to get a knife. And I was like, why would you go get a knife? That's very weird to me. That's really weird to me that you go into the house to get a knife. If you stab somebody, you do, never mind. Like, here's the thing that I will also say about Baddies. None of these fights are that crucial, that detrimental to anything for you to go inside the house and grab a kitchen knife. Now you really giving Michael Myers to go get a knife? Like, girl, what you gonna do with the fucking knife? So then we get another fight. It was K. Rican and Summer fought. I was like, where the hell did this come from? Two girls who can't fight each other. Two girls who fight like that. I was like, okay. With that fight, I really can't say who won. Like, a lot of these, and the problem is it's dark, and you can see in certain places in the house, they don't have lights. And when I say lights, like, they don't have the production lights. So you can see Summer and K. Rican swinging, right? Now, according to K. Rican says she beat Summer's ass. I don't know. Y'all can tell me what you think and feel about that. Do y'all think K. Rican beat Summer's ass, or do y'all think Summer beat K. Rican? Again, this is two people. These are two girls who can't really fight. So I'm not gonna call it. I'll let y'all call it. After that, Cole Killer fought her. Now, Summer may not be my favorite person, but what I can say is I don't like if one girl is fighting her, then why would you come behind her and fight her? Like, that I will say. Even though I don't like Summer. And y'all know I don't like Summer, but even for me not to like Summer, I have to even say, like, I'm not even cool with them. If her and K. Rican fought, let her and K. Rican, get their ones in. But for Cole Killer to come and do it, not feeling it. Again, y'all can tell me how y'all feel, right? So then we got the security guard over there with Dolly, telling Dolly to put the knife down. I was like, knock the knife out of her fucking hand. Tase the bitch. Do something to the bitch. Like, tase her. You got pepper spray, you got mace, you got something. Like, when I say this stuff with Dolly and this knife, it doesn't make sense. And I'm gonna ask this question too. Because Dolly feels like she beat Ivory. Ivory feels like she beat Dolly, right? But the question that I will have for Dolly is, if you feel like you whooped Ivory's ass, why would you go into the house and grab a knife? Like, I'm so confused by that, right? Here's my thing. If I get into a fight with a dude and I beat the dude, I feel in my head I beat him up, and his face showed that I beat him up, and he wants to go another round with me, I'm like, you've already got beat up once. You want to get beat up a second time? And if he say yeah, then shit, we can go at it. Like what they say, they don't duck no smoke. I wouldn't duck no smoke in it. And you Dolly fans, if you feel a way about what I'm about to say, then tough titties. But Dolly was definitely ducking smoke from Ivory. Do I blame her? Not really. That girl is aggressive as hell. So I don't blame her. I don't blame her. So Summer and Cole Killer, they were arguing with each other, and honestly, I don't know what the hell they were talking about or even arguing about, because they were arguing over each other. I'm like, oh my God. They're both annoying. When they get to arguing, when they're yapping and stuff, it's like, can one of y'all shut up? Actually, preferably both of y'all shut up. Preferably both of you. I want to pause here, you guys, and I want to move forward. So Natalie, what I will say to you, Natalie, is this really shows that you have no say-so, no control over, because this is mayhem, this is pandemonium, this is out of control. The fact that Ivory is turning into the Incredible Hulk before our eyes, wanting to get to Dolly, and you got Dolly not wanting to come out. So Natalie went to go have a conversation with Dolly, right? And here's the thing, I will say I get where Dolly was coming from. Dolly was like, talking about, Ivory putting her hands around her neck. She felt the way. I'm not going to discredit her and how she feels. I understand it. You don't necessarily want somebody to be putting their hands around your neck unless it's in the throes of the bedroom, right? So I get it. I also get her saying she don't want to go upstairs. I'm sorry. There is no way that I would want to stay in this house the way that Ivory was, flipping out. I would say, can y'all put me in a hotel room? See, this is why I kind of miss Bad Girls. Girls Club, because Bad Girls Club back in the day, when the girls would get into a huge fight, they would have some girls stay in the house and some girls would go to a hotel and cool off for the night and come back the next morning. Whereas these girls got to stay in the oh no. Yeah. so they so Ivory was trying to explain what happened at the club, right? She was talking to Summer, she was talking to Lex, and I kind of found it interesting. And let me say this also for people to hear me loudly and hear me clearly. I do find it a little bit interesting, and and again, listen to the words that I am saying. I found it interesting that Summer and Lex were kind of explaining why Dolly is upset, why Dolly won't come out, and all this kind of stuff, right? Whereas when Dolly, here's the thing, when they were at that last thing, when Tavi, whatever her name is, and Lex fought, remember, Dolly's eye was fucked up, right? And so Lex fought Tavi for Dolly. Why didn't she fight Lex? Why didn't Lex fight Ivory for Dolly? Because I mean, we know when it comes to Lex and Ivory, that I mean, they give as good as they get. They give as good as they get. So I'm just kind of confused why she didn't fight her, because we know Lex can beat Ivory's ass, and we know Ivory can give it to Lex. So I was just like, why don't you get out there for your girl? Not saying that she was scary or anything. I'm just kind of questioning, like, why not get out there for your girl? If you did it for Tavy, then do it with Ivory. Do it with Ivory. But hey, you guys can tell me how you feel about that. And let me say it one more time for the people in the back. I am not saying that Lex is scary. I'm just asking the question, why didn't she fight for her girl? You know what I'm saying? So when Ivory was trying to explain what happened, nigga, she grabbed the shit out of Scotty. And Scotty was like, okay. And I think and again, I'm not sitting here telling Dolly how to feel, but Dolly, that girl wasn't trying to be well, I mean, she was a little bit aggressive, but she wasn't coming at you in the sense of she wanted to choke you out, like beat your ass, choke you out. It was a playful, like, you know, which I mean, I wouldn't want to dance with somebody like that. Like, please don't grab me around my neck. Like, huh? But I get it. So, because even Scotty said what I've been saying about Ivory. She give nigga and she give bitch. I said exactly. She definitely gives nigga and bitch with that strong ass goddamn neck of hers. Now, after that, Pretty P. Now, y'all know I do like Pretty P. Now, I wasn't a big fan of Pretty P last season, but this season, I do like P. But Pretty P, why out the clear blue sky did you swing on Summer? And I know in your interview, you said that it was because of your watch. You got your watch back, but your watch was broke. I mean, okay, I guess. But, huh? Yeah, Pretty P, that one didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. That one did not make a lot of sense. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Let's pause here, move forward, and wrap up the episode. Now, we finally got Dolly's ass back in there where Ivory is. So Ivory and Dolly get the scrapping once again, and honestly, again, I can't tell you guys who won because I can't tell you. Because I will say, Dolly's face, your face was bloody and bruised. But what I also will say, even though her face looked bloody and bruised, I definitely will give Dolly credit because you definitely were hanging in there with Ivory. So I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit and kudos for that because you were hanging in there with her. So I'm not gonna sit here and just say, oh, Ivory beat Dolly up, or oh, Dolly beat Ivory up, right? If I'm gonna be honest with myself, I would call it a tie. Dolly, but also Dolly, I do want something from you. Please stop fighting. Please give your body a rest. Ma'am, your fucking hand is swollen. Like Rolly told you in last week's episode, you got fluid on your hands. You like you got a swollen hand. K Rican got a fucking cast on. Like y'all are hurting you. Like I said last week, by the time y'all girls get to your early 40s and your mid 40s, and some of y'all who are in y'all 20s, by the time y'all get to y'all early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, and mid 40s, y'all gonna have rheumatoid arthritis. It ain't even worth it. I know Zeus probably pays pretty good, but it ain't worth it. What I also will say is, Ivory, why in the hell did you bite that girl's nipple? Because when that girl said she bit my nipple, I was like, my God, I know that hurt. Like, why would you bite her nipple? Like, damn. So this is where Natalie's telling them, like, okay, it's time for a baddie prayer. Girl, it's time for you. Why don't you split these girls up? Like, let's be so serious with each other, Natalie. Again, you ain't got no control over these girls, right? So we get to the next day, everybody is recapping what happened. You got Summer, Lex, Dolly, and Russian Cream, who got her arm in a sling. I said I'd be damned. Oh my God, this is mayhem, right? Then you had Pretty P, you had Diamond, you had Tavy, who her eyes swollen shut, and what's her name? What's her girl's name? Ivory talking, right? Then you had LCK and Choco Brown talking, and you also had the other three talking. So it was K Rican, Fauna, and Cold Killer. So again, and then you also had Scotty and Natalie talking. And what I did pick up from Scotty, and Scotty said something that I was like, that is true. Because Scotty was like, and I even said this in a review, that last season, the same things that Lex, Dolly, and Summer complained about last season, you guys have come into this season doing. You guys have come into this season, well, actually, you guys left last season jumping. Y'all came to the reunion jumping people, right? Y'all didn't want nobody jumping last season. Y'all complained about, y'all hated the fact that not Lex, well, it was Lex, Dolly, and Jayla, that they fought at the club in Hawaii. Whereas Dolly punched Ivory at an event, at a booking. So y'all are being hypocritical. Just being for real. Y'all are being hypocritical. And if you like them, you got to be real enough to call out your faves and say that they are being hypocrites. The same shit y'all complain about is the same shit y'all doing. It's like what's good, but I will also say what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So going forward, if somebody swings on them in a club, they don't need to complain about it. If somebody jumps them, they don't need to complain about it because you guys have done it now to other people, right? So Scotty was talking to Natalie about the fact that when it comes to some of the stuff that's happened this season, Dolly is, right there at the forefront. And I'm like, pretty much. Because remember, when they were in Atlanta, Dolly, Summer, and Lex came in there and fought, it was Ivory, Pretty P, and Diamond. Then when they got to Cape Town, remember on their bus, they got into it with Fauna, Cold Killer, K Rican. Like I can go down a list of things, and I'm surprised that I remember some. I'm so shocked that I remember this shit because once the episodes go out and I do the review and I upload it, I don't remember anything. Then this whole chain situation with Tavi. So yeah, and again, if you like Dolly, Lex, and Summer, you also got to be real enough to call out your girls. Just saying. So, moving on. So, let's see where we at. Now, this is something weird too. So, Natalie is so the girls are going to this ninja place, right? And you see the girls getting ready. I was like, and they all got down to, they got to where they were getting ready to go. And I'm like, why are y'all all just standing here? Like, y'all not gonna go towards the Sprinter van? They said, nope. I said, oh. I said, so a fight's about to happen, right? And so they said, yep. I was like, so who's about to fight? Well, guess who was about to fight? It was Pretty P and it was Summer. I said, oh, fuck. Pretty P. Pretty P, Pretty P, Pretty P. Why are you fighting Summer? Please make it make sense to me, because you fighting Summer makes no sense to me. And again, this is coming from somebody who don't see it for Summer. Now, security. I got a problem with the security guard, because when Pretty P and Summer were fighting, the security guard literally jumped in between them and bear hugged Pretty P. I was like, why not just split them apart instead of, I'm glad he's a big ass nigga, because if he wasn't a big ass nigga, it would have been unfair, you know, if Summer was still able to connect to Pretty P and she was being held back, right? Now, Pretty P thinks she won, Summer thinks she won, y'all tell me who y'all think won. So they went a second round. Again, y'all tell me who won, who y'all think won. So they got to the ninja place, right? And I was like, y'all can't even go out in public and not be an embarrassment, because they in public arguing. It is Ivory and Dolly screaming at each other. I said, what the fuck? Why the fuck? This is embarrassing. Even the bad girls weren't this rambunctious. They were rambunctious. But when them girls went out in public, most times, they knew how to act civilized. Most times, I say. Then Choco said something to Ivory. I was like, Choco, and I'm going to get on you next week, Choco, because I don't know why you want to fight Diamond again. Girl, Diamond beat the shit out of you twice. And, like, my God, today. So, the end of this episode ended with a huge brawl with all the fucking girls. I said, in public, once again. Y'all are lucky y'all not in Mexico. I hope the baddies never go to Mexico. I hope they never go to Mexico, because if they go to Mexico, y'all gonna be sitting in every last one of y'all gonna be sitting in the goddamn Mexican jail. But that's it, you guys. Please let me know what you guys thought about the episode. If you disagree with anything that I said, that's fine. But what I will say is be respectful, because going forward, if I see a comment that is I deem disrespectful, I will just delete you and block you, and that's it. It's okay to say, you know, here's the thing. Going forward, don't leave no slick ass comments. Please don't, because they will be deleted. If you disagree with something that I say that. Let that be the first thing that you say. I disagree with this, and give your explanation about why you disagree. Don't say, oh, y'all don't want to give this person credit. Oh, if you don't like this person, da-da-da-da-da. Don't leave none of that shit in my comments, because I guarantee you I will delete that comment and block you. No ifs, no ands, no buts about it. If you disagree, we can respectfully disagree. This is, again, my channel. It's called Jbsayzwhat. I'm JB, and what I say goes on this channel. Now, again, that is the reason we have a comment section. If you disagree with what JB says, then put your comment down in the comment section, but respectfully so. If it ain't respectful, it will be deleted and you will be blocked. Because again, my channel, what I say is what I want to say. You're not going to change how I feel. None of that shit. That is it. That is all. Y'all, be safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And also, you guys, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. Till the next time. Again, stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. Be respectful in them comments, because if not, the block is hot. The block is hot. The block is hot.